So let's do the next one. And this one's a little tricky. So this change column value. And the reason it's tricky is because it's taking a value which is normal, it's taking a username which is normal, but it's also taking a column which is a little bit different. So you can pass in values as parameters, but you can't really pass in an identifier, which is what a column name is. So we have to do a trick to make this work as a stored procedure. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this query here, and I'm going to go to my stored procedures. And this one is called ChangeColumnValue. So we'll add a routine, ChangeColumnValue, and paste in the SQL code. And let's go ahead and add two parameters. So it's going to take a user name and a value and a column name. And username is varchar64. And then value, we don't really know what type this is. We'll just make it be varchar 256. And then column, we'll also make varchar 64 because we don't have any column names that are that long. And what we want to do is this. So that's what it would look like with the parameters, except that that one is a problem right here. So what we need to do instead is concatenate. So I'm going to set query equal to concat, and then the first part of this, and I'm going to respace this to fit on a single line just to make my life easier. Everything up to here, then concatenate in the column, and then concatenate the rest of that. And this is going to require multiple statements. So I'm going to make a query, then I'm going to prepare the query, and then I'm going to execute the query, just like I did in PHP, except now I'm going to do it in SQL inside of the stored procedure. So when you have multiple statements, you need to start with begin and end with end. Oh, and I'm missing a closing single quote. There we go. Let's go ahead and put a semicolon there as well. So the SQL to prepare the statement is prepare statement from query. And then I want to use parameter binding here again. So value is going to be question mark, and name is going to be question mark. So we'll set value equal value, name equal name, and then we'll execute statement using, and then the first one is value, and the second one is name. And then after I've executed that, I want to deallocate the statement. And in spite of the fact that I have red curlies under everything, I think this is actually it. Let's go ahead and try it. So, not deterministic, standard context, modify SQL data, change the value in a column for the current user in the users table. Not quite enough for the user in the users table. So I do have an error with the red curlies, where the red curlies are. So let's see what's going on here. I may need to do this. Oh, I think column is a reserved word. Let's try column name instead. Yeah, okay, so that worked. Okay, so it took the definition. Now let's try it. So I have the users table open. I'm going to browse. And let me change the username for bogus. So that's going to be the username column, the name bogus, and the new value will be not bogus. So let's try execute that. So the username is bogus. The new value is not bogus. And the column name is username. Okay, so now if I go back here and reload, the one with email address bogus@bogus.com, this one right here, username is not bogus. So that actually seems to work correctly. Now let's go ahead and try it out. So we'll call ChangeColumnValue, pass in 3 parameters. And then we'll prepare our statement. And we'll bind so string, 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 and username, value, column. Then we'll execute the statement. And we don't need to return any value, so that should be it. All right, So this is used in store verification to store the verify code, and then also store reset code, and also changing the password. So let's go ahead and try changing the password, and that should exercise that pretty well. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to reload because I haven't done that in a while. And I'm going to sign in. And then log out, sign in, forgot my password. Okay, check my email. So I'm going to reset my password. So this is a different password. Okay, so now I'm going to log out. I'm going to sign in with my old password. Fails. And here's my new password. Works.